Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Hey little engine, won't you give me a mob? I need blue boy that looks like a blob. That's a little rude. Look at this. Terrible stats, or are, well, they're still not great. SBVL 9QC8 backpack. Ooh, I got a backup plan to the backup plan to back up my backup plan. You guys like Big Boy? Antoine, 1/2 of Outcast. Anyway, this is irrelevant. We have the D8. That's great stuff. Like, because we have the D8, we can't really comment about the fact that our other stats are not amazing. I mean, they're worse than not amazing. They're genuinely pretty awful. Worse than average rate of fire, much worse than average damage, worse than average speed, negative luck. But the idea is, and piercing shots is going to help out a ton, by the way. Don't let me, like, piercing shots is worth, like, at least a couple of points in damage, in my opinion, at least. This might be my favorite tier effect in the game. It's core, okay? My personal feelings on the subject. But with the D8, we should be able to mix things up. Oftentimes what happens is you end up playing like a would you rather game. You end up saying like, okay, would I rather have awful speed or bad DPS? And honestly, that question I don't think is easy as you make it out to be. But we'll see what our reroll. Maybe we'll get that rare reroll that just completely hooks us up. I do want to point out as well, I forgot it's an XL floor. This floor might essentially determine the way that the rest of this game goes. Because it is, this is our first deal with the devil opportunity. And we don't have any spirit hearts. I want to be clear about the fact that I'm not whining. All we need is one good roll, and all of a sudden this could be like a 7, 8, 9... Oh, I got stuck. 10 out of 10 run. We don't even need that deal with the devil, which is good because odds are we're not going to get it, but... Come on. We're just not set yet, but, you know, we are 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the run. Okay, speed has gone up. Damage has gone up. Rate of fire has gone down by quite a lot, but, you know, this is probably a little bit better. Speed is important in the early game, man. I know that, you know, Gavin Rosdale said, speed kills coming up mountains, speed kills are coming down the street. Oh, we're gonna get hit. But he was wrong. I mean, maybe speed kills. You know, I don't know. I drive a compact sedan. So, I mean, like, I can get up there. You know, I can go faster than the speed limit, no question about it, but not fast enough on these. Plus, in Vancouver, like, half the roads are, like, bikes only, so you can only go, like, 10 kilometers an hour down them in the first place, lest you find yourself in times of trouble, you know what I mean? So, I mean, speed, at this point, it's really more of, like, an afterthought, is my thinking. Speaking of afterthoughts, be gone. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, which is almost that it might be wise to become Blue Baby, blow up this tinted rock, grab the spirit hearts and roll? I think the more I think about that, the more I'm like, it's bad. I think that's a bad play. We would rather not be Blue Baby. Being Blue Baby is kind of a debuff. Dark Judas? Oh, now you're speaking my language. Blue Baby? That's my impression of Blue Baby. Good card. Yeah. Classic. Yo, okay, so actually Black Rune is very good. And we got a lovely situation. We'll roll this. Horrible. Speed's great. Damage is just horrendous. Rate of fire is not good enough. This is also horrible. We kind of whiffed on both of those, but let's see. Little Horn. If we can just get him to hit his own bomb or walk into his own fire, then it's okay. Because, like, right now, we're doing so little damage. So we're hoping for one of two things. An item we want, or an item we don't want. So I think we've got a pretty good chance of accomplishing one of those goals. An item we don't want, we just use Black Rune with. And this is the perfect option. And that was a range and luck. up. So, wow. You know, sometimes you just have to say that you feel blessed. We took a range upgrade and turned it into an upgrade that was not only our range, it upgraded our luck as well. It's strictly better. Got like a Stepford Wives smile on my face right now. Okay, what do you got for me in here? Okay, it's like duplicate piercing shots, but it gives us extra damage on the shots that have pierced. I think... Well, we don't have to leave yet. Remember, we're still pretty early on here. There were two choices there. We could, again, wait to pick up Old Bandage, and maybe we would die as Eden, come back as Blue Baby, and we'd be happy to have another Spirit Heart, but Old Bandage is worth a lot more when you're not Blue Baby. If you're Blue Baby, it's only worth a Spirit Heart total, so I'm kind of like, it's in our best interest, I think, to try to make it work as Eden. I want to be 100% clear. This is not a bad run, or at least it's not destined to be a bad run. Our stats are horrible. Like, look at, okay, that is, maybe it's actually a bad run, because we didn't kill that little baby spider as it ran toward us. And, I gotta be honest with you. It's quite a disappointing situation. Okay, you probably gotta go first, but both of you create the same variety of detritus. Please. I know, we should be shooting from a different angle. Don't make a spider. Dude, if we get hit here, we're gonna be actually in serious trouble. Remember, like, normally XL floors are faster than normal floors? Not so right now, huh? We need to... I think we should go to the shop and buy a battery charge. It hurts me in my soul, but... this room taking a minute has been like a real eye-opener. No bombs, huh? Like, that's the other thing. We could get tinted rocks, and, you know, I would like to. So maybe we'll do this last room. We got a luck stat over 0. Ideally, being very careful when I shoot these guys, and I botched it. Because I wanted them to explode in such a way that we could get a bomb out of it, but didn't work out. There is a battery charge and there is a bomb. Let's take the battery charge, and wow, it's so much worse. It's so much worse. Literally, I know we're so early on this run that this seems premature, but I'm going down to the next floor. I'm also going to go in Skype here. I'm going to talk to my boy Nicholas, and I'm going to say, just give me one moment here. Hey, this Isaac run is a train wreck. Give me like 25 mins, but respond at your leisure, please. Okay. That's, you know your run's in a weird spot. When you send your co-host a message, you know, we still got like 50 minutes until the show starts here. But I thought he should be made aware of the situation that I'm probably going to have difficulty responding starting soon. Because this is a nightmare. Now the D8, as of right now, has screwed us. But it could be our savior. Right now it hasn't worked out like that. I think it's abundantly clear. We're not necessarily writing it off. You know, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And just that was not very good. Just allow me to say, thank God for Eye of Belial, and potentially, realistically, thank God for the Ankh. Batteries? No batteries, of course, but without Eye of Belial, we're just in extreme pain. But that might continue. Like, imagine we fight a boss who doesn't have any minions. There's no way for us to double our damage, and really double damage is like Isaac's starting damage, so it's not like we're really getting a huge leg up on the competition there. You know, if we fight a tanky enemy, like if we fight Gertie, it's an extremely Alt F4-able run. Not that Gertie is hard, extremely easy to dodge. Just an actual pain in the butt. Because it's so tanky. So, just, you only gotta make it, potentially, one more room after this one. Should go whatever direction gives us a maximal chance of getting the special room, in my opinion. It really has to be the item room. Oh, spawners. It's okay. If we die, which we did, we come back as Blue Baby. You know what? I'm looking at that. Everything's way better. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize, but right off the bat, everything's already a little better. Range downgrade. Could care less, dude. Couldn't care less. It could happen to you. If you're watching this run and going, what is NL doing? How did he get hit twice there? You're not looking, you're not using your critical brain. You're using your emotional brain. This is, it took us 3 shots to kill a fly. There we go, okay. So our rate of fire is horrendous. Just god-awful. But our damage is now actually, like, it can hit enemies and kill them, so... we may well have just crossed the threshold of, like, actually having a workable run. So I'm not using the D8 again. I'm thrilled with our current situation, and I don't think I should touch it until at least we find ourselves a little safer to begin with. This is a real mess. Oh, I mean, even this is, like, not easy. There. Okay, we've done it. It's actually a great room for Eye of Belial. We can just get them all in a row. Dude, I forgot, or I forget, I should say, because it's not even really just like a forgot. But I forget that Eye of Belial has homing tears after it passes through an enemy as well, which is real nice. Now, Peep, annoying enemy. If he doesn't drop a tears upgrade, he's a cop. And if he's a cop, he's got to tell me. And he's not wearing a badge, so I know he's dropping a tears upgrade. And I'm not just saying that because it would, like, make my life so much easier right now. Almost walked right into that. No run with the D8 should be that hobbled. Like, it's worth pointing out, this is our best roll on the D8 so far. So, like, the fact that we're still taking 100 years to beat Peep is... It gives me extreme pause, but it also helps me remember, you know, there was a time it's taking us 3 hits to kill a basic fly, so we probably shouldn't be this negative about this right now. I'll take it. I think getting that extra damage up is worth it. Now I'm like, we gotta reroll, right? We lost 5 damage but doubled our rate of fire. I don't know. That might actually, with our current tier effects, that might be good. Just to shoot at an average rate of fire is like a privilege. I feel like it's bringing a tear to my eye. I don't know what we're looking at. Skeleton key. No, pyro would be really nice so we could just, you know, we get a little... Okay, well, 6th Sense is not pyro, but that's alright as well. I mean, a trinket? Give me the cancer trinket or curved horn, and all of a sudden we're, like, off to the races. I don't even know. I guess we reroll forever. This is the, you know, I'm getting I've never understood the expression lost in the sauce. Now I understand the expression lost in the sauce, because, like, I'm not happy with just getting a 4 out of 10. And hey, maybe we shouldn't settle for a 4 out of 10, but the Zane sauce with a little side of lemon zest. Maybe I don't even know if this is good anymore, okay? That's what I'm getting at, is I'm just unaware of where we're at.
I found pills.
Well, we have 3 different varieties of piercing shot. So if there's ever like a, you know, in the high school yearbook, oh, best smile, best hair, most likely to succeed, most piercing shots is definitely going to go to this run right here. I didn't get a superlative in my high school yearbook. And I gotta be honest, it wasn't like it was a great sense of personal shame. I wasn't like, I wasn't ostracized or bullied in high school. It was more just like, I guess they were like, yeah, that guy's normal. Little did they know. Little did they know that I'd be talking to myself 8 hours a day for the bulk of my 20s, you know? But I remember our high school yearbook committee did something extremely idiotic. And in the superlatives, you know, they hand out like a questionnaire and you vote, like, who's got best hair? And you're like, oh my god, Justin's got the best hair. But one of the categories, they're all supposed to be positives, right? Most likely to succeed. Oh, like, most likely to be a Hollywood actor, etc., etc. They had a category for moodiest. And everybody was voting for the same person. I know, because I went, hey, who'd you guys vote for moodiest? And they were like, this person. And I was like, I know, right? Like, they're a good friend of mine, but there's really no other option you can go with there. And then when the yearbook came out, there was no moodiest in the yearbook. And I think probably a teacher that is smarter than the student on the yearbook committee looked at that and said, hey, the yearbook's supposed to be fun. Why are you trying to ruin somebody's life? Biggest piece of garbage. Maybe I would have gotten a superlative. Okay, so our run actually is like okay now. 9 damage, 17 rate of fire. I would still caution you that this is not an exceptional array of attributes. But we can always get, instead of needing like 2 stats or 100 stats, we need 1 stat, you know, we need tiers. And speed would be nice, but now we can actually hit enemies. 100% deal with the devil chance. At the present moment, I'm not interested in using the D8. And I would be more inclined, because there might be some people out there that are saying, hey, I thought you were the Lord of Zane, and now you're not being a Zane Lord. What happened? Well, what happened is that we've seen the dark side of this run. I think this might be our 10 out of 10 roll. So until we get a little safer, I don't... Oh, you can go to the curse room. Until we get a little safer with it, I don't really feel the pull to try to make it zanier. We already survived the dangerous and zany portion, in my personal opinion. Oh, okay. It's just nice to know that, like, if enemies rush you, I can actually shoot them and end them before they get here. Some of the time. Please just give me more HP. We can also hold a spacebar item. I want to point that out. We haven't had the opportunity show up yet, but we can hold a spacebar item and be happy to grab it thanks to the backpack, if it's good at least. So I don't know. This is like, again, I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but guillotine is a modest fire rate increase. In this case, it was really like a bad fire rate increase, but it's also a damage increase. So now I look at this and go, maybe we should re-roll, because we got a little bit more juice in the damage department. Maybe we can get there on rate of fire, but normally I'm pretty hesitant to go with the guillotine because it makes your shots less efficient. Like, you're just gonna end up missing some of them, doubtlessly, no matter how good you are. There we go. Actually gonna point out that the potential battery charges from this make it an extremely nice option for us, I think. But for now, we're probably going to use the batteries to recycle and try to get a spirit heart. So that's our shop. It's actually a really, really good location for it, because we don't need a key. I can't really think of anything on our shop that would be an amazing get, but surely something exists. You know, there's always the stuff that's good pretty much no matter what, like, you know, champion belt. Nun's habit, yeah, totally works. Grab that. Get the heck out of town. This is Caves 2. Okay, so I thought it was Caves 1. You're like, the run's bad. It's not that bad. It's probably almost that bad, but we're starting to speed up again. Alright, Mega Fatty. This is a good test. The other thing about Guillotine is that it gives us an orbital. So remember, you know, if you get like pause button, your damage becomes substantially less relevant than it is in almost every other situation. Oh, I guess 3 forms of piercing shots is not enough to pierce a red poop, huh? Where did you go? Okay, so we gotta deal with the devil for certain. I would just love a tears increase. That's fantastic. You've done an amazing thing here today. Thank you so much. Oh my god, we might have a functional run. Absolutely grab this, especially with Child's Heart. So, Little Dolly, or Mr. Dolly, essentially paid for us to take Dark Bum, which is awesome. Fool and Devil. We'll take Devil. And now I would say, if we get 1 speed upgrade, we have a run that is about in keeping with where we'd expect to be right now. I'm very happy to see this. Let's see what Nicholas has said. As multiplayer at a code from Key Miller has never went to the multiplayer with. Okay, hear me out. Can you try to join public lobby or something? If there is one, I will be able to test, but I have to buy NDL and I am in the mire right now. Alright. 1 key, probably not worth it. Key and a bomb, probably not worth it. But look at that. Dark Bomb siphoning off some of the competitive advantages that previously would have been inaccessible to us without the ability to fly. Thank you so much. You gotta... Okay, to be honest with you, I'm not anti-spider. That's a 20-something damage spider. Oh, we are actually... It's a good run. I think I want to throw away the D8. We experienced all sides of it. We experienced the good, the bad, and the absolutely hideous. Nah, I'm not for 1 Spirit Heart. Yes. Modest damage decrease. Substantial rate of fire increase. Now I know I'm definitely going to throw the D8 away. Why? Because we've conquered our demons. This is like being the chubby kid in middle school, and then, you know, your first year of college, you got an 8-pack. We had a 20 rate of fire and like 1.6 damage. Now we got 10 damage and a 5 rate of fire. And 3 forms of piercing shots. 2 French hens. Wait, 2 turtle doves. It might be like the oldest joke in the book to talk about the freaking 12 Days of Christmas. But have you ever really listened to the lyrics of the song? Like, I understand it's like... you know, he's buying a lot of gifts for the person he loves. First off, I don't want 12 Days of Christmas. Not because I want to, you know, I don't want to buy 12 gifts, but I just think, like, first off, it kind of dilutes the holiday. All of a sudden, 3% of your year is Christmas. And it's all stacked together. You got something for me? Not quite. But secondarily, I don't want to go through 12 days of receiving gifts. I'm uncomfortable receiving gifts. And it's not like I'm a curmudgeon about it necessarily, but, you know, I like... When I want something, I can buy it myself. It's a nice gesture for you to buy it for me. Don't get me wrong. However, at the same time, I just, you know, something about opening something, and even if you want it, you're like, is my reaction appropriate? I'm saying thank you. Do they believe that I'm being genuine, etc., you know? It's a whole thing, for me at least. But, my dude, how many birds does your true love need? A partridge combined with a pear tree, that's fine. Takes like 100 years to blossom anyway, right? That's probably not sensical. I guess we'll just leave, but I will say I would like to not be so low on HP. 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, 4 calling birds. You've given her like 10 birds in the first 4 days of Christmas. You're never going to want to go over to her domicile ever again because all you're going to hear is chirping. 5 golden rings, Sure. I mean, that's like, she could be like a rapper. That's one for each finger on her right hand, including the thumb. Is it 6 something? 6 geese a laying? So there's even more birds in there somewhere. I'm not even gonna get into the, you know, the fact that there's lords and ladies. Like the maids a milking. Do you get the cows along with it, or is it just, is she just weird? You know what I mean? Why does she need the maids a milking? Or is it like a servitude? Like you bought her staff? I don't understand. Lords a leaping, same difference. If I could choose any, like, it's just like an obvious thing. For me, if I get to choose one of the 12 days of Christmas, give me 5 golden rings. Everyone's gonna take 5 golden rings, right? It's the consensus #1 choice in the current meta. Why not just have 1 day of Christmas? And let me, I'm gonna give you a little piece of financial wisdom here. You probably don't need to buy 5 golden rings. You probably need to buy 1 golden ring, and that's good enough. If you're already... 1 golden ring is a pretty ostentatious gift. If you're getting it once a year, that's like a sizable amount of jewelry. But you're blowing 5 times that on 1/12 as many... or 1/12 of the relative amount of Christmases, you know what I mean? You got a spirit art for me? Good. That was my mistake. It's just like the weirdest song to me. No one person needs that many calling birds.
Temperance.
I also hope that's like a one-time thing. Otherwise, you know, I don't know what the lifespan of a goose is. Yo, let's actually go. Unlimited bombs. But I have to imagine by like, you know, 6 years into this, she might have a whole stable of geese. I left a half spirit art back there, but in my own defense, I am just thrilled with the way this run has gone. And it makes me look like a baby because I complained a lot about her as it was happening. But I think if you run a mathematical, heuristic analysis, you will realize that this run was actually the hottest garbage of all time. And now, it's great. It's just, look, I'm not going to take a 4th form of piercing shot there with Mom's knife, okay? I'm happy with what we got. I'll meet you guys in the middle. Let's not throw this one away. Like, it's... I got a very good opportunity to be a little bit better off here. Try it? Ugh. Okay, so, when you got the yellow and white, you know it's question lights. I don't know if that one's gonna stick. Was it, the black and white pill is a question mark bill? I don't completely remember. Don't you dare. We don't need that money. I'm gonna level with you. I'm not fighting Hush. Already, sometimes I like to punish myself. You are very strong. Sometimes I like to punish myself by forcing myself to fight Hush. You know, and I feel like a run has not had enough strife. Then I pull out the Hush fight and go, let's do it. Today's run has had enough strife. Gonna level with you? Wait, what? We're gonna toss away for a chance to use Bob's brain. I know people love Wait What. I really think Wait What is an incredible item in the early game before you have, like, maybe 1 bomb. And it can be good in the late game, but our tiers are so good, I don't want to get close enough to enemies to use Wait What. I'd rather stay far away and use Bob's brain, even though if I'm being real with you, Bob's brain is probably a worse item overall. And that's the rest of the story. Oh, you're done. It's also like a lot of work to, well, let's not be ridiculous, but it's a lot of hassle to switch back and forth between our spacebar items. Not that I'm complaining about being in a good spot for the first time in a while. It's nice to have the luxury to throw some HP away. Or at least not be so beholden to it. It's always, this is like, I wouldn't say this is my ideal sort of run. But I do like a run where things are really bad and then they come together. One way or the other. Oh, leave. one way or the other, we got to give a little bit of credit to the D8 because to be honest, I lack the contextual awareness of what the D8 has actually done for us to say whether it gave us the win or whether it tried to rip the win away from us. But one way or the other, we hit one of those like pseudo-ideal rolls. It's done a lot of great work. Hey, could you drop like some red hearts, considering that's what my trinket is based around? No pressure or anything. Ah, you know, skip the middleman. Skip the middleman of my devil deal. See the bum with the spirit heart. He drops some spiders. And stinky fox. Something is still alive here. Dude, you got ejected. Straight up, Bob's brain is now gone. Which is not Bob's brain, it's Bob's rotten head. Two very different things. And we will take the ability to fly, which is actually going to solve any speed-related problems we've had. No deal with the devil, completely acceptable. Let's get the heck out of town. And this run is now like chef's kiss. That's not how you kiss. You don't go. It's more of a raspberry sort of deal. Similar mouth shape, but less of the, you don't really create like the vacuum. That's the sound of Tom Cruise climbing up the Burj Dubai in Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol. I don't like that sound anymore. I'm gonna try it, and I regret it immensely. I was hoping, against hope, that Dark Bum would have a chance to pick up that red heart, but... You got something for me? You got something for me now. Let's actually go. Alright, Abel is trash. Not bad, but sadly not worth anything. Same with range down. I want to exhaust that pill. I've been playing so much Slay the Spire lately, dude. That game is so good. It's genuine. I know, like, I don't want to spend the whole Isaac episode talking about a different roguelite. It just, even if the game doesn't have feelings, it kind of feels wrong. And, you know, I'm well aware that people have a tendency to be like, oh, this is the new shiny thing. You know, they give it more credit. You ever watch, like, a sequel to a beloved movie comes out? And, like, the reaction on day one is like, oh, it's really good. And the reaction, like, a week later is like, ah, it's kind of garbage. I can live with that. Or, like, maybe not a week later, but let's say, like, a year later. Sometimes I kind of feel like that about video games. Like, I think it happened... It's a natural part of the cycle, but it happened with Far Cry 5. Where when it came out, people were like... A lot of people, at least. Were like, this is really good. Mechanically really strong. Fun game. And then a week later, people were like, I hate it. I hate this game. You know, there's new and shiny syndrome in video games, without a doubt. But I've been playing Slay the Spire for, like, 4 months. And I think that game is extremely, very good. And dare I say, it might be the first game, the first roguelite, I should say, to hold my attention to this degree since Rebirth. I'm not including, like, Afterbirth and Afterbirth Plus, because they're kind of in there, but... Gungeon was close. And I think, you know, new updates when they come out could invigorate it, but, Slay the Spire, like, the more I play of it, the more I like it. I'm still playing a little bit casually as well, despite... Like, basically, I love Wednesdays. Let me articulate how much I like Slay the Spire. I love Wednesdays because Tuesday I don't get a chance to play the Slay the Spire daily. What a mild tongue twister. So, on Wednesday, I get to play 2 Slay the Spire dailies. One in the morning before it rolls over on, you know, UTC, and then one in the evening after it rolls over. And it's just a wonderful time. You know, I know that I'm going to get to play some good cards that day. You haven't checked that out because it's in early access. Like, I'm not going to go on the rant I always go on. However you want to restrict yourself from purchasing some games, you know yourself better than I do. But when people are like, I just on principle don't purchase anything in early access, I'm like... You know, there's an exception to every rule, and Slay this. I think there's many exceptions to the early access rule, but there's exceptions to every rule, and Slay the Spire is the exception. Like, you're missing out. It'll still be there when it actually comes out, but like I got like 140 hours in that game or something ridiculous like that. I would like you to give me some HP. Like, to be honest, I'm really eyeing up this ham sandwich that I want to eat before the NLSS, but I'm doing my due diligence here, and I would like you, thank you, to give me even a single spirit heart is worth potentially an enormous bounty here. This is the kind of run where when you do it and you win, you know, you look at it and you go, how do we lose? How do we lose on runs that are better than this? And usually, I mean, it's worth noting we did start with, or very quickly we got the Ankh today, so like that was a big help. That basically saved us from dying. But also, you know, we were lucky enough that for a lot of this run we were blessed with not 0 HP. So, don't ignore those mitigating factors. I'm pro early access, man. I just think, I don't know. I find myself being the contrarian in this industry a lot. And it gets me in trouble sometimes, and to be honest, it gets me fans I don't deserve some of the time too, because people are like, some people will be like, I don't like this microtransaction, and I'm like, cool, don't buy it. And then some people are like, well, if we don't push back against these companies, you know, first they came for the loot boxes, and I was not a loot box, so blah, blah, blah. But then some people are like, yeah, NL standing up for the big man. And I'm like, but I also, I mean, I do hate it. I just choose not to support it. I don't really know if I have, like, if it means anything more than that. But, like, early access is the one, we should probably take that just for humor's sake, right? It'll be fun. Early access is the one that I genuinely will go to bat for. Because people are like, I don't want to play unfinished products. And I'm like, my dude, this is not even a DAE, by the way. All software is unfinished. They just decide to stop somewhere. PUBG is like the perfect example. We should never have taken soy milk here. PUBG is the perfect example. So I'm actually going to let you hit me a little bit because I want to get Bloody Lust activated a little bit more to get maximum damage. Hopefully the juice is worth the squeeze. PUBG was in early access. People were like, man, maybe I'll play it, but I'm not going to play it while it's in early access. And then it came out of early access, and almost nothing had changed. Because they were just like, it was an arbitrary, like, okay, we're on version 1.0 now. That's the way I feel about early access, is that most games, there are exceptions, again, to every rule, apparently, but most games that are in early access that are bad, maybe a bit of a hot take, are never going to be good. I know everybody's got early access stories where they were burned. There was an era of gaming where we were too naive and optimistic. Every Kickstarter project is some guy who had never made a game before in his life is like, I really like Super Metroid and I want to make one of those but better. And everyone's like, here's $75,000. I've backed a lot of, well, not a lot. I backed like 4 projects on Kickstarter, and I kind of ended up, you know, getting what I deserved out of all of them. But we're past that now. We're like in an era of abject cynicism, I feel, but to an arbitrary degree to some extent. It's the early access thing. I'm like, a game that's good in early access will probably be better when it comes out, but a game that's bad in early access is probably screwed forever. There's a lot of situations. Like, you definitely should not play bad stuff in early access. I feel like you should give good stuff a chance on a case-by-case basis. I know it's easier to just be like, I'm not going to play anything that is in this category. Dude, I know they, like, early access people are like, that's killing PC gaming. Nah. Like, 100% absolutely no. What's killing Steam for me right now, and it's not really killing it, it's just, like, annoying, is the fact that there's, you know, 50 finished games that come out a day that are actually just genuinely garbage. And I'm not talking about Far Cry 5, I'm talking about, like, literally games that are like, I made Pong off of a Unity tutorial for free, or a Udemy course, and now I'm selling Pong for $1. Hey, but you know what? I should follow my own advice. If I don't want it, don't buy it, right? No. I'm not going to Delirium. I already paid my dues on this run. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And as watch, we'll see you next time. See ya!